Hello, Harold and Ann. This is Glenn, and
This is Kathy, of course. Oh, and Bandit, he's down here too. Can't
yeah,
leave him out.
coming to you live from Alabama. We were not able to come to your 60th wedding anniversary, so we wanted to do a little video for you, and hopefully you'll get to see it on your special day. It's quite an accomplishment to be married 60 years, and we just are proud to know you and proud to be able to be part of your celebration in this way. Kathy's going to share a story or some humorous, I'm sure, stories about some of her experiences with y'all, and then I've got a couple of my own that I'd like to share. So I'll let Kathy talk.
Well, mine go back way back to the farm, of course, in Portales, and I don't remember for sure how old anybody was. I think I was about 10, and I don't know the age difference between myself and your kids. Steve and Jubal and Linda and Terry were there, and the boys were out on what we called the back porch playing, and one of them got out a gun, and I think it was Jubal. He was too small to actually hold the gun up and pointed at Steve, and thank God because it pointed at the floor and he shot it, and it was a loaded gun that Grandpa decided to keep in the house. And so it went off and blew a big hole in the cement floor, and of course we all like to have a heart attack, but we were so thankful that it didn't hurt anybody. And then my next remembrance, I think Terry and Linda came and spent a week with us there on the farm. Well, probably several years later, I think y'all already lived in Alaska, and I couldn't believe how homesick the girls got for their mama. But since then, I found out that they never hardly even spent the night away from home prior to that, so I guess that was expected. And my next remembrance was in 1965 when we took the long, long journey up the Alcan Highway to Alaska. And when you're 12 years old and you're stuck between two women in the back seat of a car with nothing to do, it's quite a boring trip. We ate and we ate and we ate and we ate, and I've never been on such a long road trip in my life. I think it was like 7 straight days. And we finally got there, and y'all had mosquitoes as big as horses on the way. It was unbelievable. But what a beautiful country, and don't think I'd ever been in a house that had a basement, and Terry and Linda's bedroom was in the basement, and I just thought that was fantastic. And we saw the northern lights, and of course it didn't get dark at night. I think it was in August when we were there. We always took a family vacation in August, and then we were there about 5 days and took the truck back home. I do remember the drive. It was a terribly long drive, but it was beautiful country. And while we were on that trip, Dad decided to pull a trick on me, and that has scarred me for my whole life. We were up there in somewhere in Canada, and being the child that I was inquisitive, and I wanted, when we stopped at a gas station, to get a cold drink and a candy bar. And so I was in the station trying to make up my mind. You know, there's all sorts of things to choose from. And when I finally decided and paid for my purchase and went out to get in the car was gone. And there I was in somewhere Canada, all alone by myself. Well, I was just scared to death. Of course, they had only driven down the road, and they turned around and came back, and they thought that was the big joke of the day. Well, to this day, I'm always worried about somebody leaving me at the gas station. It's just not a funny thing at all. So there's two of my stories, and I'll turn it back over to Glenn now.
Well, I guess I don't remember exactly the first time I met y'all, probably at one of the reunions. But one of my favorite memories, and it has to do with when y'all were, Kathy and I were trying to remember exactly when it was. We think it was when Grandpa died, but y'all were out at Arlen's house, and WH was there, and a couple other people there. But WH had found out that I had never been snipe hunting. And, you know, if you remember correctly, all the woods behind Arlen's house, he decided it would be a great time to initiate this Yankee boy from Michigan on what snipe hunting was. Well, he and Arlen and you gathered up the flashlights and the burlap bag and the tote sack and proceeded to lead me out into the woods where you were going to lead me. And I quickly figured out that this wasn't really, snipe hunting wasn't really all that it was cranked up to be. And I was able to circle back around and beat you all back to the house. And I got a big kick out of that. And I know WH, every time I saw him after that, he had to tell that story and how he got to take me snipe hunting. And then my next favorite story, I guess, is when you all came to visit us. You just popped in here in Hoover, Alabama one day out at the flower shop, and it just happened to be, of all days, Valentine's Day. And we were going crazy trying to get flower deliveries ready to go, and we probably had at least 100 deliveries that day to make. And here comes two of our favorite people in the whole world, Harold and Ann, show up to visit. And we didn't exactly have time to sit down and talk a whole lot. But what really impressed me about y'all was you said, well, what can we do to help? And we had a great time running the roads that day, delivering flowers. And I'll never forget that, Harold. And of course, we can't not mention the family reunion we had in Alaska, and it's just the time we had up there was a great time. And then also the opportunity that Kathy and I had on our 25th wedding anniversary to stay with y'all in Hawaii for a few days, and just the tremendous time we had, and the great hosts you were, and we just appreciate you and love you so much. We thank you. And again, we just want to congratulate you. Kathy may have something else to say here, but we love you, and hope you have many more anniversaries.
Well, that was my second trip to Hawaii. My first trip to Hawaii was Grandma and Aaron and I. I think Aaron was about 2, and we had a wonderful time that time as well. I don't think the big house was built yet. We stayed in the little house then. I think the big house was just a vision at that time, but it was a wonderful trip. And then when Glenn and I came back, we really did enjoy the trip for our 25th anniversary. We're a long ways from 60, but it's 32 now, so we're halfway there almost.
Yep. Got a few years to go.
Yep. We may not make it. We were a little older when we got married, so we may not see that 60.
Let's be positive.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll be positive. How old will we be?
I don't even want to add it up, but
90 or something like that.
Yeah, we can do it.
But we just want to thank you. You seem like your doors are always open to everybody who wants to visit Alaska or Hawaii, and you're always faithful to come to the family reunions, no matter where they are, even in Alabama, and to always pitch in and help with the cooking and everything that needs to be done, and flower delivery. And we just want to say we love you and happy 60th anniversary, and we wish you many more.
Have a great day. And we better let Bandit say goodbye too. He's trying to snooze. See y'all.